Part 1. The Illusion of Control. We live in a world that promises security, insurance policies, retirement plans, routines, and systems. From childhood, we're taught to build towards safety, to structure life in ways that shield us from uncertainty. Yet the more we try to secure the future, the more anxious we seem to become. Alan Watts, with his distinctive clarity and warmth, challenges this pursuit. He invites us to consider that security, in the way we commonly seek it, is an illusion. There is no way to predict what tomorrow will bring. No matter how carefully we plan, life remains wild and untamed. The future is a concept, a dream we imagine into being. It has no substance, only a shadow cast by our expectations. To cling to certainty, then, is to cling to something that doesn't exist. And in doing so, we create suffering. We worry about events that haven't happened. We delay joy, waiting for the right time. We hold our breath, hoping that control will bring peace. But peace, Watts reminds us, is not found in control. It is found in surrender. To be truly alive is to dance with the unknown, to breathe into the moment, unarmored, and meet life as it unfolds, not as we wish it to be, but as it is. Part 2. The Trap of Future-Mindedness. Our culture is obsessed with becoming. We're always on the way to something: a better job, a more meaningful life, a higher version of ourselves. But in this constant reaching, we lose contact with the present. We forget how to simply be. Watts speaks to this with a kind of compassionate irony. He observes how we treat life like a task, something to master, to hack, to improve endlessly. But life is not a problem to solve. It is a mystery to experience. The more we try to live correctly, the more disconnected we become. We monitor our habits, our health, our thoughts, trying to engineer the perfect existence. Yet beneath all this effort is fear. Fear that we are not enough. Fear that if we stop striving, everything will fall apart. But what if we stopped? What if we gave up the chase, not out of apathy, but out of trust? Watts suggests that the present moment is not a stepping stone to something better. It is already whole, already sacred. To live in the now is not to abandon growth, but to grow more organically, like a tree, or a river, or a song. There is a rhythm to life that cannot be forced. When we stop chasing the future, we discover the present. And in the present, there is a quiet power. Part 3. The Wisdom of Insecurity. Watts turns the idea of insecurity on its head. Rather than a flaw to fix, he sees it as a fundamental truth and even a source of liberation. Everything is impermanent. Every relationship, every possession, every breath. This is not a problem. It is the very nature of reality. To deny it is to live in illusion. But to accept it is to awaken. The beauty of a flower lies in its transience. The power of a moment is that it cannot be held. Life's preciousness emerges from its fragility. To resist this is to suffer. To embrace it is to be free. When we stop demanding permanence, we begin to see clearly. We love more deeply, knowing that nothing lasts. We forgive more easily, because time is short. We live more fully, because now is all we have. This is the wisdom of insecurity, the recognition that nothing can be grasped, and that trying to grasp is the root of fear. Letting go is not giving up. It is leaning in. Watts reminds us, you are not separate from life. You are not a puppet trying to control the show. You are the dance itself. Part 4. Trusting the flow. So much of our anxiety comes from resisting the current. We try to swim upstream, to impose our will on life. But Watts invites us to do something radically different, to trust the river. This trust is not passive. It is not resignation. It is participation. Like a surfer riding a wave, we are called to move with life, not against it, to listen, to feel, to adapt, to respond with grace, rather than grasp with fear. Trusting the flow doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we stop clutching. When we stop insisting that life go our way, we discover a kind of spaciousness, a softness, a subtle intelligence running through all things. We begin to see that life is not random or meaningless. It is just beyond our understanding. And that's okay. Watts often laughed at the seriousness with which we take ourselves. He saw the cosmic joke, the playfulness of the universe. To live well, he said, is to laugh with the mystery, to bow to its depth, to be in it, not above it. This is the art of living, moving with life as it is, not as we wish it to be. Part 5. You are not separate. At the heart of Watts' teaching is a simple, radical truth. You are not separate from the world. You are not a lonely spark of consciousness, adrift in a hostile universe. You are the universe, experiencing itself in a particular form. This changes everything. When we see ourselves as separate, we become afraid. We build walls. We fight to survive. We try to conquer or escape life. But when we realize we are part of the whole, inseparable from the stars, the trees, the rivers, and each other, fear begins to dissolve. You are not the mind watching the world from behind your eyes. You are the world, looking at itself. This insight is not meant to be intellectual. It is meant to be felt, to be lived. It is the moment you feel connected to a sunset, or the quiet between two friends, or the stillness of early morning. It is the sense that you belong, deeply, simply, and always. Watts invites us to rest in this truth, not to try and capture it, but to let it capture us. Part 6. Living lightly, living fully. So how do we live, knowing all of this? We live lightly, not carelessly, but with the grace of someone who understands that every moment is enough. We stop trying to fix ourselves and instead begin to unfold. We stop trying to win at life and start playing. Watts believed that life is music, not a race. The goal is not to reach the end, but to enjoy the melody as it happens. Every note, every silence, every improvisation. To live wisely is to let go of the need for answers, to stop asking, "Am I doing it right?" and instead ask, "Am I awake to this?" The wisdom of insecurity is not a technique, it is a posture, a way of walking through the world with open hands and a quiet heart. It is presence without possession. It is love without attachment. It is being without becoming. And perhaps in that stillness, we finally arrive, not at a destination, but at ourselves.